Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2 with our first grand finalist, the rank 1 Protoss in the world. Not the one we deserve, but the one we need right now in the red. A hero. Facing off against the rank 2 Zerg, herO's greatest stunt double in the blue. We have Solar in a best of 5 Protoss versus Zerg grand finals to the special edition $1,000 Korean StarCraft 2 League tournament. Before we get started, it'd be incredible if you could smash that like button, maybe even subscribe. And we kind of the algorithm. And Jimmy, what are we at? Jimmy, 1,882 likes on this video, on this cast, and I'll cast another one. And I'll probably do it anyways, because I don't know what else I'd do with my life. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far, and hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better, as herO already off to a rambunctious and arguably creative start. Nexus first into this half-hearted abomination of a wall-off. A Zealot actually holding the door in a way we don't usually see, but, well, we'll see if it's even on hold if the Zerglings come up. But a Stalker about to pop out. There is a pervert platform here for the Overlord to creep everyone out, which it can do with its eyes before in lair tech when it's a bit more literal. But, well, for now, herO unable to take it out. There is a Stargate, of course, on the way. He reinforces the wall with yet another pylon. Why not? And a Void Ray to start things off. Chrono Boost will bring it onto the field a little bit quicker. And already trying to box out that Overlord. And the Void Ray itself is suspicious. So everyone and their mother, I'm assuming they play Protoss. It's a little, when you have your free time, but knows that Protoss goes Stargate. And you go Oracle. Now, on occasion, there's some sort of deplorable builds where you build multiple or you build the Void Ray to mask that follow-up. Now, the Void Ray itself denying the Overlord Scout very conspicuously is a bit of a giveaway. Now, exactly of what? Well, Overlord. I'm going to take a nap for a while and... Well, the Void Ray... Now, it's very important... Okay, it's mildly important. I'm not going to oversell it. That the Void Ray did not go across the map first. Okay? Why is that important? Many times when herO does this, and many other Protoss, they will actually send the Void Ray across the map before the Zerg knows it exists. Because then you probably kill at least a couple more Overlords. But Solar has had a bit of warning, which means he should be relatively safe against the Void Ray. The fact that he went for the very first Overlord means he wanted to deny scouting explicitly. And implicitly, I guess. Just in general. And he's going mass Fleet Beacon. Wait, no, I'm sorry. There's no Fleet Beacon yet. There's going to be. He's going mass Void Ray. He built an Oracle afterwards to convince Solar that this isn't exactly what it is. Well... Actually, no, I don't think Solar's going to be convinced of anything, because this is... Oh, Prismatic Alignment is available. It only does bonus damage against armored. Very important to note, which includes buildings, but not queens. And burninating across the hatchery! Oh no! But the Void Ray's even more important! Get off my creep! So the hatchery is gone, but so is the Void Ray, as both players were clearly concerned about the Zerglings at herO's door, rather than the antics at Solar's. So, I'd be like, well, a hatchery seems more important, but a Void Ray is 250 minerals and 150 Vespene gas. And if herO could feel shame, I think he would in that scenario, but, I mean, Solar losing the hatch is rough, but losing that semi-map control with the Void Rays is even rougher. Now, he does not want to show. Right now, Solar is completely in the dark. Who's coming back to us in a couple months, by the way. He's already looking for teams. So if you're out there, I wish I could, but he has not seen the main base this game, let alone recently. And revealing another Void Ray now would be showing his hand well before he's ready to play his cards. So, Hydras are on the way. Not too surprising. Roach Hydra is a solid choice when you don't have any solid scouting. It technically can counter almost everything, just not very well. Now, of course, having no Hydras is not a good counter to Adepts. They pop out. The Adepts could just kill the Hydras as well, and they will. A couple Hydras dead, and the Adepts, the shady bunch here. No glaives, just casually shading through. And hero is at 69 probes to 61 drones, which is a very nice place to be for a Protoss whose biggest weakness is getting overwhelmed by a massive Zerg attack. The biggest risk right now is that he just simply doesn't have the units to contest Solar. Stereotypically, Zerg is supposed to have a better economy, especially in a game where almost no damage has been done. But the lack of scouting, the denial of the third, the lack of scouting, and the inability, and hero gonna take down the rocks, starting to realize that the map can work for him instead of against him. And now Solar is in a very awkward spot. He's got queens. The queens are going to be part of the push. Overlord, is he going Overlord drop? It's a creep highway build. It's going to be mass Void Ray against queens and hydras. And this is a hard cut. Like, this is the best case scenario for Solar. Queens and hydras, Void Rays are not very good in a direct fight. What do I mean by that? Their strength is in picking off buildings and working around the edges. But his main composition is Void Rays. It is not something he worked in to help counter. It's a Void Race. It is a Void Ray composition. This isn't 4v4 in the Gold League. This is literally the best Protoss in the world. But does he have enough? As Solar is marching across. The Hydraless count is so damn high. He's putting together more cannons. There's a fleet beacon on the way behind. The shield batteries are going to try to hold the line. And, oh, the Hydra pushed in. Queens on the front. Called into the fray, and actually very good against Void Rays since the Void Rays just don't have the range. But lighting it up, he does have +1 flyer attack. Well, air attack here. Another stasis will be taken out. There is an overseer there. The creep is extending far enough to add some transfuses. The Void Rays go off to the side, above the little platform where the Hydras can't chase too easily. The shields have been mostly stripped away. The shield batteries are out of energy. A few adepts on the low ground. He may have to pull the probes. Indeed, he does. The battle probes are off the line, but a single Zergling is stopping them in their tracks so they can't buffer for the Void Rays. But it doesn't seem to matter, as the Void Rays have melted through the Hydras. The Queens have mostly been evaporated. The probes are chasing. Brenda, no! Hey! They have a taste of blood. And, well, they want to sate it. Hero loses 13 probes, plummeting to a 3-worker lead. As part of the reason they struggled there at all is because he had so many problems back at home. He just continued. The autopilot / macro focus. He did not stop building probes pretty much that entire time. Flux veins on the way. Void Ray speed. Though very important, they don't get the speed bonus when they're charged up. Though there is no reason. I want to make this very clear. Okay, it's one of my biggest pet peeves, of which I have a very long list. The prismatic alignment ability only does bonus damage to armored, which is most buildings. It is overlords, it's corruptors, very importantly, but it does not, it slows you down, is the most important thing. So just because it looks more intimidating. But both these players know this, and here we go again, round 2. It's a very similar looking fight. Similar amount of Hydras, less Queens, as the Monarchy was mostly reset. Flux Veins is now done, which will allow Hero to micro the Void Rays more regularly, and that should be helpful. The probes are pulled off the line yet again. And the cannons are coming online. Shield batteries mid-fight. The mass Void Ray lighting up the light. The world itself. But the Hydras and the Queens and the creep is trying to darken it. 66 drones for Solar. He's still on that full air tech economy. He does have the 4th base, which means his income is pretty solid. Almost dead even between the two. And the Void Rays, but the creep spread is now encroaching. The creep is about to overlap the base, which just really lowers the property value and makes it so he can't replace it if he ends up losing it. Warping in a couple of depths has opened up those warp gates. The Nexus, shield stripped away, +2 air weapons is still quite a ways off. 3 Void Rays at a time. 12 Void Rays against 24 Hydras. The shield battery's coming up. Energy recharge. Reinforcements. But the light doesn't seem to be enough. Heroes is slowly going out as the Void Rays are picked up one by one, but the Zerg thinning as well. The supplies down to 100 apiece. And again, the probes will turn the tides. But for the first time, Hero, he warped in adepts and they're walled off by shield batteries. I don't... Those are house adepts, all right? They clip their wings. They can no longer shade. think he's trying to figure out how to get him out. But here come the Hydras again. They may be freed eventually, one way or another. 2 sentries added in. Guardian Shield could be absolutely critical. A mothership is on the way. He kills his own shield battery, freeing the Adepts to die to the Hydras. Much more honorable. And more shield batteries, pulling it together. And the Void Rays, the Nexus at half HP, but if he focuses on it for any amount of time while the Void Rays are there, he could lose a critical mass of Hydra. Solar, a 91 to 72 army supply. That includes the Queens. Meanwhile, Guardian Shield helping out, +2 weapons done on the Void Rays. The Nexus, it falls, and the creep will prevent him from building another one. 8 probes dead. And hero, well, the shield batteries, he doesn't want to give up this position. He just didn't want to fight into Solars. But the reinforcements are trickling across the map. The Void Rays are not enough. The pylons, there's a couple of them in the mix. He might be able to target. That pylon powers so many shield batteries now. But Solar not recognizing it. There's a couple on the side, but half the shield batteries depowered. And another few will be taken offline. 19 probes dead. Hero backed off to his last 3. Bases, not probes. He has more than that. I don't know. The mothership. The mother, if he snipes, oh, not like this. If he snipes the Overseer. If he snipes the Overseer and uses the mothership, but there's a second Overseer anticipated it, but he could get it, that's one. The mothership time warp, he puts it on the back line. He has a hallucinated interesting choice. The creep spread continuing forward. As the Hydras encroaching. The Queens as well. Time for revenge! Surrender, not yet. We haven't won yet. Yeah, we're almost there, Susan. We have to go up the ramp with your joints. Oh, sorry, I blacked out. Solar. Now, vertically challenged, this army. Oh no, the Overseer! He needs the Overseer. If the mothership cloaking is available. He actually didn't use it in the first fight, knowing it might be the only ticket out of this. But there's still a lot of Void Rays. 19 Void Rays. And, oh, there are the Queens. The cloaking is active. The Overseer moving into position. Hero didn't actually see. It was sieged up in the corner. He could target it down. It might be a little bit too late to matter. The mothership adding so much damage. The force field's holding the line. And, well, the numbers are thinning out for both sides. A single Adept comes in. The Void Rays badly bruised, but he lost the Overseer. And even in the last few seconds, the Void Rays helped turn it. The Queen's still on the front line. The mothership making a huge difference, both in damage and, of course, its supportability. 42 to 66 workers. The Void Rays back for more. Three Void Rays at a time. And Solar has his tech tree has been stagnated for this entire time. He's at 1-1 upgrades. He does not have an infestation pit. He has not added drones for like 10 minutes. He's been at 66 drones and now dropping a bit to build more hatcheries this entire time. But now the Void Rays have finally found a little bit of space to slip out. And he has 2 recalls, if you recall. The Mothership and the Nexus. So he's got some very hard choices to make. A Queen's Moot at the front. And very few injects, actually, for Solar, because most of his Queens, he just snipes off a hatch. He's stutter strobing the lair. And that's going to reset the... Oh, what the fuck is that? I don't know. Hero just flicks his Void Rays on and off for long enough. And just burns through his +2 voids. You cannot underestimate that damage. And he's able to concentrate it so well because, well. And the Hydras, still terrestrially bound, though. There's plenty of space in the corner. And now what? Oh, the Ravagers are trying to reach far enough, but the Corrosive Bile ain't there. He could recall. He's just keeping the entire army banked here, which I think is good for Hero. But he has to. Oh, watch out. He has to stack up the Void Rays, because otherwise they will naturally spread out into range. Oh, why doesn't he recall? He's sending out another group of Void Rays. Oh my. Oh, sweet Tassadar. Oh, Hero. So this is how we're playing now, apparently. Nerf Warp Gate? Well, enter Stargate. The Hydras. And he lost his lair. We're not even thinking. He can't even build an infestation pit without rebuilding that. He did rebuild it at the natural, but the Void Rays find another base. I don't know if he even noticed the other one, but he moved out of position, and that frees the Void Rays that were pinned in the corner. Meanwhile... Wait, what? Oh, the Zerglings. Zerglings. I didn't really register it. There was a lot of drama. The Void Rays just annihilating another base. And this is why Solar was so intent on breaking hero. Because the moment you let up, the moment you take the pressure off, he slithers away. And the Void Rays will pop out absolutely everywhere you don't want them to be. Layer number 2, lit up and burnt out. The Overseers, the last potential... If he gets all the Overseers... That was his last Overseer. He doesn't have a lair. He's restarting it. Oh, it's an absolute unmitigated disaster. How do you stop them? Why are there probes here? They're back for blood. The Queen's ambling back, but the mothership. Hero knows his advantage. There is no detection. It's time. He cloaks the Void Rays, and you can't kill what you can't see. Except by corrosive bile. Yes, that's a technicality. Meanwhile, a few Zerglings will force the cancel again. Hero is completely and utterly mined out of 2 bases. The supplies are still nearly even. The corrosive biles will be dodged at the last moment. The supply so low. He tries to corrosive bile the mothership. The probes are involved. The Queen's holding the line. The Queen's trying to patch it together. 18 probes dead as part of the fight. More drones from the Void Rays. He has 23 Void Rays against 13 Hydras and 7 Queens. Without transfuse on the open field. I actually... Oh, what the... This is the most ridiculous... Wait, is he gonna win on elimination? There's only 1 base left. Solar is mining, I guess, technically. Hero just took out every base but one in the corner of the map. He just surgically amputated his entire economy. And his production. Hero won. He's at 141 to 107. I guess Void Rays are not a great measure. And he's got the mothership lived? 31 Void Rays, 161 Hydras dead in less than 20 minutes. An infestation pit is on the way. If he had the... But Solar went all in, effectively, on killing Hero with the Hydras. And he failed to do so. And now I'm sure he's regretting that. There's no... Like, it's not... It doesn't get easier. The only way out of this... Well, there are a few ways. But the most obvious is a incredibly well-timed fungal. But the mass recall. The Queens are here. Let there be light! Hero lights up the lair, burns it out. 17 drones, 18 left. And what's left? He's taking out the hatcheries. And now... Well, if Solar's building 1 infestor to rule them all. And from the darkness, potentially bind them. Many of those Void Rays are an EMP and a strong... Oh, there goes the infestation pit! Does he have any... He's running out of buildings. Solar only has 9 buildings left on the map, and 6 of them are extractors. This is actually a potential elimination from the game. He recalls the mothership, which seems like a bit of a Matryoshka situation. That 1 infestor has to win the game. The fungal will mildly inconvenience some Void Rays. It did not win the game. Hero back into the corner. Solar going to stare at him angrily. There's some Hydras at the front. Hero had to take a week or two to process the patch. The newest patch, the hot fixes. There were no buffs to Void Rays, by the way. But it appears he's finished processing. And Solar just taps out. Despite having creep over like 70% of the map, despite taking out Hero's third and leaving him with next to no mining, he could not stop the Void Rays. Hero, in denying that scouting right off the bat with the first Void Ray, here's the thing. It could be Mass Void Ray. It's usually not. It could be Charizlots. It could be any sort of Twilight Council shenanigans. But when you kill that first Overlord, the lack of information is deadly. It just took a while for the sentence to come through. Wow. Well, Hero certainly has a new take on Protoss versus Zerg. Yeah. I want to make it kind of clear that essentially that entire game, in fact, Zerg is better off. The only change from the new patch and all the hotfixes is Warp Gate is more expensive and Zerg has slightly faster larva production. When up to 3 on a hatch. We've already discussed this. Though hatcheries do cost more. So, now if you can get 2 infestors, then microbial shot isn't better, it's just... Okay. So, almost all of that game would have been the same on the previous patch. Besides the fact that Zerg would have less units. But of course, it's just one game. Though I'd like to dedicate more than one game to Chicken Man. Alright. For those who don't know, Chicken Man has been one of the organizers of many StarCraft 2 tournaments, including this, the Korean StarCraft 2 League, and an awesome community member for longer than most of us easily remember. But unfortunately, he's retiring from organizing, at least tournaments and administrating, to focus on, probably more productive things. But really appreciate all the effort through the years and the support. And hopefully you've had a good life so far. Hopefully it's about to get a little bit better. He's not like becoming a hermit or something. I think he's just, people have other responsibilities. I hear it happens. So, thank you very much to Chicken Man and KSL. The tournament will continue, from my understanding. But the regularity in administrating from Chicken Man was incredibly important. I appreciate it. I also appreciate the clear... Now, this is going to sound extra bad, but I appreciate the clear, I'm just moving my focus, all right? So everybody knows. The worst is when it's like, is this person alive? Are they coming back? Especially for people who are relying on a certain schedule for things, but I appreciate all the effort through the years up to now. And hopefully you have a good time. Good luck, have fun going forward. If you happen to see this, thank you. That got real sentimental, but once again, he's perfectly fine. I just appreciate it. In the arms of an angel. Robotics facility in this economy? That is not a Stargate. Sir, Hero's like, I want a game. Alright, time to reinvent the wheel. It's like, I've invented the square. Okay. A warp prism? What are you gonna do with that? If he puts a stalker in a warp prism and takes out overlords with it, I'm gonna be very upset. Why? Because that's just a poor man's Void Ray, bro. That's just a Temu Void Ray. What is he doing with one warp prism? 2 adepts, 1 prism, which is, well, probably an interesting video, but think he's trying to fake him out. Now, we can do some... Okay, this is just a poor man's oracle. Going to try to use the prism in order to save the adepts. And, yeah. So they're probably wondering, excuse me, what is this? And so am I. Okay. Gonna juggle the adepts. He's gonna kill a few Zerglings, which is something. Yeah. The queen. This is restricted lairs. You can't be here. Okay, so there are a lot of reasons you go Stargate instead of Robo. And I will say, this is not one of them. That was just really bad. Hero's like, look how much effort. Look what they must, the Oracle looking down. Look what they must do to mimic a fraction of our power. All right. Sure, yeah. Okay. Game kind of just ends. Solar on the board. Now, could Hero have played it out from there? What stands out to me is how quickly Hero left. Because you know Hero. All right, you've watched enough. About half this channel is Hero. And that's not nearly enough, right? But you know Hero fights to the bitter end. But apparently he was so done with the idea of going Robo that he just gave up there. That tells a story to me in and of itself. Because he's just like, no, it's absolutely not happening. I'm not dealing with this. Moving on. And this is not a small tournament. This particular version. The Chicken Man Special. Big chicken energy, by the way. But I guess Hero embracing it. But there's like first place is several $100s more. So this is not your normal weekly tournament, which is still quite a prize, but this is a larger scale. So okay, well, so this is the conclusion. Never ever go anything but Stargate again. This is the strategic variety that we wanted from the new patch, the 8-worker start. Before, 90% of the time we went Stargate in Protoss versus Zerg. Now, we've changed it. The strategic variety has been changed. It's now 99% of the time we go Stargate. Because otherwise, okay, I don't know what would have happened if he kept the Prism alive. He was building a Twilight and a Forge behind, but it felt really late. I'm not sure Hero knew what Hero was doing, ever, but here we are. All tied up. 1-1. Hero with the early probe. And we chase down probes. Incredibly annoying. Still no spawning pool. Solar making sure he has max economy. He was forced into taking the third base instead of his natural. Just left the game after losing the... Oh my god, that's the most... The fact that it died mid-recall. Wow. Hero giveth and Hero taketh away. Hero with the most insane, like, skin of his non-existent Protoss Teeth Void Ray defense build. And then loses one more prism and... Clem took the wheel, alright? That probe just does not stop. It cannot stop. It will not. Even. Potentially. Alright, Hero. Do the thing! Everybody say it with me. 3, 2, 1. You always build a Stargate against Zerg! There will be a quiz. I actually didn't check. There was another... I did another quiz on one of these videos. Thank you for the comments explaining how it shows up, like, on different platforms. I tried to test it out, but it's kind of a new feature for engagement. Not just liking and subscribing, but interacting with the video and feeling knowledgeable. Like the knowledge that Stargate is okay. I got... The thing... Okay, let's explain why, instead of just saying it over and over again. The Oracle is too good. Literally, the Oracle does everything. It's the queen of Protoss. Even in the game where he mass Void Ray, maybe this game too, herO's still made an Oracle. One, because the Zerg is expecting an Oracle. And two, it's scouting, defense, and utility. A Void Ray is very expensive. 250, 150, 4 supply. Void Ray is 150, 150 at 3 supply. The utility of Revelation, Stasis Ward, it has a higher DPS when activated by a pretty large margin than a Void Ray. So, and Zerg simply has no anti-air that doesn't essentially have to be on creep or it gets joint pain. Sorry. Overlord died. The Void Ray. And he still builds the Oracle. Now, the big key to this, it could be anything. It does not have to be Mass Void Ray again. herO has rediscovered the art that he pioneered. Okay, he didn't pioneer it, but he's one of the Forrest Gumpian school of Protoss who do random shit and succeed. Where I think in the last patch, before this new, the Warp Gate nerf, such as it is, kind of nerf, because of the product. Anyways, Protoss got a little bit comfortable in having stability in life. We all know that's not allowed, all right? It's Zerg who does the same thing, sitting in their base, getting cyberbullied every game. So, herO is rediscovering the value in just mixing it up almost every single game, in denying scouting from the Zerg. And in fact, with less workers to start, the relative damage that denying an Overlord does is significantly higher. Because, well, what would you do if you knew that herO was not going Void Ray, by the way? Well, you might need a Roach Warren, for one. You might get an infestation pick quicker if you thought it was Void Ray. Maybe not. If not. But, like in game number 1, Solar. What? Did you just leave? Oracle dies to Queens. One of them. He's back down to 1. It's gonna be charge and +1. But, wow. Can you tell this is a charge build? herO is all over the tech tree. Like a mad genius orangutan right now. Like, he's got the Shady Punch, an existential threat of Adepts. But they don't have Glaives. Which does not mean they're not a deadly threat to a Mineral 9. But it does mean they're probably not going to be part of the main composition. He's trying to find a productive way. He cancels the Roach Warren, now convinced that he's not dealing with mass Adepts. Though he may have wanted that Roach Warren because he is dealing with mass Charge Lots. And soon to be Archons. So, now Mass Hydra. If Mass Hydra. I said it 3 times. Why? Because you need 3 times as many Hydras as you think. You need enough Hydras that they cover for your Hydras. Which also sounds very dumb. But you need enough biomass so that way the Charge Lots and Archons aren't able to just cut through the ball of Hydras easily. What the fuck? Okay, I want to point out that he's playing against Solar. There is no ping issue here, as there are occasional... Like, I feel it's a little unfair sometimes to judge herO. Because a lot of the time he's playing in, like, European tournaments, and they play with 100-something ping, which is not fun to point out as a commentator because it just sounds whiny. And, like, an excuse, even though it is a big issue and painful to play with. But this is... He's not on that, a different server. He just completed the Shade and lost all his Adepts. Which is not good for his Adepts. He's like, I will lose these Adepts, no matter what. And then he'll recall out, so that way he still gets the insurance money or something. There's a Zergling in the base. Double Robo Immortal. He's got charge and +1. No, no, not here. Exactly you 3 times as many. How many times do I have to say? Apparently 3 times more. That's not enough Hydras. It may look like enough Hydras. The Zerglings are covering. The Hydras need the space. He doesn't have Hydra speed. You can tell by the way it is. Isn't that neat? But he sends the Zerglings into the main. But that's actually great for hero because that's less buffering for his Hydras, who just melts. He just completely overruns them. Hero, with overwhelming power, takes down the Overseer. 2 probes die, but so does every single Hydralisk that was sent off the creep. Solar! Okay, this is... I kind of just trailed off there because Solar's super dead. We just have to watch him die now. What do I mean? If you don't win a fight with 30 more supply going mass Hydralisk with no upgrades, you just better be praying to the internet gods that hero, somebody pulls out his Ethernet. GG! Hero stays in the game to warp in another round. Solar just took whatever advantage he... Oh my. Whatever advantage he might have gained and just jumped off a cliff with it. Attacking in without Hydra speed, it's elementary, my dear lads. All right. He's made a huge mistake. And Hero made several moderate-sized mistakes in that game. He lost the Oracle. He lost the Adepts. And then Solar lost everything. Match point to Hero. Well, here we go. Hero somehow mind-tricking Solar into throwing away all his Hydras. I don't know if Solar... I think he just thought he had enough when he was moving across. And then it just fell apart so quickly. The Void Ray... Again, it's super important to note that once again, I'm overselling it, but with the 8 worker start, despite any larva buffs such as they are, the value of scouting of the first couple overlords, and there's a reason the overlord was nerfed in speed, not by as much as it originally was, but it's still slower than it was a couple months ago. Or like slow overlords. I'm here all night or day. You can keep it paused if you'd like after you like it. Anyways. Just the reason why Zerg usually only send out 1 is the second one doesn't even get across the map in time to be useful and is usually a liability if it dies. The second Overlord just hangs out at the natural to make sure there's no cannon rush and to keep a watch on probes. Because by the time this gets across the map, the builds are already decided. So that first Overlord has a lot riding on it. Like, what about Overlord speed? Overlord speed is 100 gas. That Zerg are... They're penny pinching that gas. They're rationing it out. Because what is the Zerg? You need queens. You need hatcheries. You need overlords themselves. Like, you need all the minerals you can possibly get. That's every Zerg early game. That's the reason why they pull off of gas mining after getting Zergling speed. And sometimes even skipping Zergling speed, though rarely, because then you have nothing but queens, and we know how that goes. So, getting Overlord speed for 100 gas, and it takes a minute to finish, is just... In Scarlet's words, why would I get Overlord speed? So I can scout the thing I'm going to die to because I wasted money on Overlord speed? Implying, well, the implication is just going Lair and getting an Overseer is almost always better, if not quite as quick. Because at least you have options, as opposed to spending 100 gas before Lair, which it would have to be. And that's why Solar made such a bad call on attacking. Though it was on him to attack the way he did. But he was kind of gambling he could hit Hero before things like Archons and Charge came online. Sometimes when you gamble, you lose. Stargate! Shock. I can't get over how he just left with the prism. That's how bad anything but Stargate is. Or is it how good? Like, in comparison to Stargate. He does have Warp Gate on the way, though hero has been building. So Warp Gate... This series has very much not been focused on Warp Gate. But Warp Gate now speeds up gateway production after Warp Gate is completed by 50%. That means Zealots and Stalkers build in 14 seconds. That is faster than Zerglings and Marines. Despite that, it's not super relevant because it comes at the cost of the nerf to Warp Gate itself, where each Warp Gate you open up costs 25 minerals and 25 gas. Which has been enough to prompt hero, apparently, to mostly lean on the Stargate. He's going for an Oracle this time. He's building... Oh, he's just going to make Mass Adepts. Does he build a Twilight with this? This is super interesting. I don't know. This is not me, like, doing a leading question thing. This is truly a new one. He's 4-gating. But... Is this a fake? I don't think he fakes it. He just places it and doesn't build probes. Well, he supply blocked is part of why. There's no Twilight on the way. So he's actually going to use that, except that's before Chrono, by the way. I think you can get a Chrono Zealot out in 10 seconds. Like, the Protoss are pretty much rabbits. Both in their movement capabilities and reproduction rate. But he's going Mass Adept off of 4-gate. How many Adepts can you get? We're gonna find out. So, hero now has a better justification for having no units in the wall. Because it's actually really annoying to... Okay, well that's not. It's just gonna let the Zerglings in. The Zerglings are just gonna see all of this. So it's certainly going to blunt the potential effects. Solar spotted the gates. This is actually the best scout Solar has gotten the entire series. He gets a Zergling in. He sees the extra gates. He sees the lack of other tech. He knows this is an Adept timing. So hero's already kind of swerving out of it. There's a Baneling nest on the way. Yeah, hero's like, all right, well, okay, fine. Just shuts it down. That's still, holy... 16 Adepts? Oh my. That's a lot. Alright, right now there are 18 Zerglings. He's got 4 Banelings on the way. Yeah, just go, let it go. We got the trail of Adepts here. The Banelings could actually be completely devastated. Does he notice? This is like max damage Banelings. The Adept Shade? Yeah, why not? Come on in. This is disgusting. Solar's at 76 supply. There is an Oracle still here. He can't... Well, if he kills this one, he's gonna kill the spawning pool. That one's kind of important too, I think. And the thing is, Zerglings can't be in 2 places at once. Adepts kind of can. +1. Oh, he gets into the back balcony and he recalls. Oh, my. Well, and Solar scouted it. What would have happened if he didn't scout it? Well, we probably would be debating this in the post-game screen. Those Banelings hitting... What? Did he just manually detonate his own Bane? Yeah, well, bit of an own goal here, it feels like. He's just... It's so weird seeing like 20 Adepts and then seeing a Twilight finish. Robo and a second Robo for the Brobo comp. and a Colossus Den. The Robo Bay is on the way. Oh yeah, the Oracle is still alive. So we can cover the Adepts. Solar's snuck up to 70 drones for now. Oracle comes in. Brings him down to 69. Nice. So, right now, Solar is going Hydras. hero is going to go double Robo Colossus. And I assume with enough Chrono Boost, very quickly, his Thermal Lance will be almost as extended as mine. And maybe after he builds 6 more pylons because he's so supply blind. You must construct additional pylons. Well. Yeah, susses out the chain. Wait, 3 robo? No, double robo. With a warp, he's gonna spot it. Again. But what can you do now as Solar? Like, the Colossi are already on the way. Extended Thermal Lance has begun. He started an Infestation Pit. He just has to go Hydraling Bane. Oh yeah, Colossi are better. Colossi... Oh, also Adepts. I forgot about the Adept buff. Adepts and Colossi... So Colossi have more base damage. They have less bonus against light, but more base damage. So the same damage against Zerglings, more damage. This is mostly supposed to be a buff against... Well, actually, it's supposed to be a buff against Zerg. And we'll see. Now, unfortunately for Solar, he barely has any units that aren't light. Like, right now, the entire list would be Banelings, which are not light units. They just don't have much HP. Queens. Hey, I don't think your mother is here, so... More Colossi on the way. He's going to have 2 of them with +2 attack finishing up. There's still Mass Adept and some Charge Lots. Banelings? But he has a lot of sentries, too. He can just force field. Do it! Okay, better. Do it better. Good enough. We got a new animation when the force field is half dead. Technically, Corrosive Bile is worse again. Yeah, wait, where are you going? Oh, Zerglings killed a Colossus, which is unexpected. Do it again! hero, you can do it! Force field! Yeah! Oh, I mean, it was okay. The Colossus stepped on one of the force fields and broke it. This is actually going very badly for hero. He's still going to win the game, but, like, it did not go as well. Well, the Banelings kind of did a lot better than they should have. Because the force fields almost filtered them into an ideal scenario. There are Vipers on the way as Solar. That is the best counter to Colossi. Just the usual reason you don't see Vipers against Colossi is because by the time the Colossi show up, you either have the counter or not. This is a specific case where he scouted the Colossi quickly enough to go Viper, but not quickly enough to have anything but them. Like Lurkers or something. So, Solar. hero juggling the Colossi. Don't know why he didn't do that in the last fight, but here we are. 4 Colossi. The Vipers are out. Nothing else is. Solar is out as hero takes the series 3-1. And I'll be honest, that Adept build, that gateway production. Oof. For Zerg. I don't know. Solar is the 2nd best Zerg in the world, so he's not Serral. I mean, he's the best of not Serrals, but... Raynor has not played, really, since the patch. He's played the Home Story Cup, but he has not played since then, as he is, not enjoying the new hotfixes. So, Solar is now ranked higher. But that brings us to our anti-spoiler game. Hero versus Shin. Also on the new hotfix patch. The new hot... Wait, do we have Jimmy? Can we bring it up? So, honestly... So, hero won 3 games and then left because he went Robo. I mean, there was a couple extra steps, but really not many. It was lost the Warp Prism, left the game. So, that's something. And again, this is a $1,000 tournament. This isn't just another weekly. So we are making changes based on player data and feedback. This was about a week ago now, as of this recording. And all these matches are played with this hotfix and all the ones before it. Colossus damage increased by baseline 2. So it's important. Colossi have 2 attacks whenever they do their swipes. So that's an increase to the baseline on both those attacks. Adepts now get twice as much damage per upgrade. It's a fancy way to say +1 more, but that's still something. Gateways now build 50% faster, which I think you saw there. So, also conveniently, gateways and warp gates now have different sub-selection priorities, which, if you know, you know. It was super annoying to deal with. Because the game used to treat gateways and warp gates as the same thing, and they'd be, like, interspersed. Because before last month, there was almost literally no reason to ever go gateways when you had warp gate. Because the warp gate cooldown was around the same as a gateway build time, except with warp gate, you can warp them in at the front, which reduces the travel time, obviously. And that way you can, the cost of a unit is only paid the moment before you get it, as opposed to the moment it enters the queue. Which is another reason why you have to incredibly buff the gateway production speed to get people to even think about using it over warp gate, and also make warp gate cost money. And now now that we've had a couple weeks and a couple buffs, it does appear that Protoss players are discovering that indeed there are some other strategies. Notice how we didn't see Twilight, we didn't see 2-3 oracles into Twilight blink one time. Then again, it is hero. Okay. And I've neglected to talk about Shin, the artist formerly known as Ragnarok. And sometimes going by that name again, but also still going... It's a little confusing. But, he went for pool first, though no speed yet, as, just a... And hero did not respect it at all. He got in, he saw there was no gas, no Zergling speed. It's like, whatever. Come on in. I don't know. As the Adept will just chase it down. And hero's ahead on workers, because... What's he gonna do? Nibble on some probes? Maybe. Honestly, the probe's probably into that. So one Zergling just kind of scampering around. The rest came back because he realized an Adept was a surprisingly dangerous threat. This is still happening. The Zergling's still going around. Shin will scout the Stargate and an Oracle on the way. Shocking. Not a Void Ray. Oh, Shin using the Dark Portrait. The player ranked #1 in the world by Dark. And Hero's greatest frenemy. Hero using the Hero Portrait. The player, if he was to rank it, would probably still rank Dark first. I think he actually, in the origin of that, he did rank Serral first, actually. Just like everyone, including... Everyone glosses over the fact that Serral ranked Serral first, along with 14 other players, and only one player ranked Dark first. It was DreamHack Atlanta from some years ago. And it was Dark. And he's coming back. I knew he couldn't keep himself away. Also, I think he's been intending. He's still in, like, the top 20 GM on the Korean ladder. He's been playing. It's just, you're not allowed to play professionally while you're doing your obligatory military service. Adept Glaives. I'll allow it. This might be another version of something we saw of Phoenixes and Adept Glaives. Phoenixes? But he doesn't... The old Slip and Shade build? Hero... Yeah, Hero needed like a week or two. And now... Well... Yeah, we're just gonna have to watch every single hero game now. Like, we weren't doing that before. Not quite. Honestly, the first week or two of the patch, like... And there haven't been, like even after the first hotfix. Well, Hero also had Maestros of the game, where he raised the trophy against Cyril. If you know, you know. Baneling Nest on the way. The Phoenix, the poor man's Void Ray. Not as poor as Stalker Prism, but 50 Shades with Glaives coming across the map. The Baneling Nest is not done. +1 melee attack is not done. The Phoenix still going to work. The Queen's called in. No Roach Warren. He's going to try to deal with this. Wow, he just completes the Shade. The Zergling, I don't know, Kev. Wait, what? Where are you going? Hey, Shid, come back here. Where did the Zerglings go, Brenda? Their brains are too small. That's rude. It's true. Sorry, I am. Well, the Banelings. He's trying to... it could have been... Yeah, well, that was about as good as it was ever going to get for Shin. He cleans it up. Also another Adept for extra flavor. We got a Fleet Beacon on the way, because of course we do. Oracle will protect a hero from just gestures at Zerg in general. So Hero is up 16 workers. And what does Shin have? A lair. He starts the Hydra. When a mothership is in the production tab before a Hydra Den, that seems less than ideal. But, well, the Adepts are going to shade again. He's going to cover with the Stasis, which is going to cost him another couple seconds of micro. The Banelings will get... He actually manually detonates. A Spire is on the way, and that's not for Mutas. Well, okay, what did he see? Did he see the Fleet Beacon? Did he see the Mothership upgrade? No. Did he finish the Hydra Den? He did. What happens if he goes mutas? You might be like, well, they should be hard countered. But the thing is, mass muta against minimal Stalkers and almost no Phoenixes, like, it's better than Hydras for about as long as it takes to build 2 Archons, but then it's significantly worse. Is he anticipate? He did not scout the Fleet Beacon nor the Mothership. So he's mostly guessing here.
Your forces are under attack.
Every time.
You're engaging the opponent. Time to raise your APM.
He's doing okay, I think. So the Mothership, he starts the Corruptors. Spotting the Mothership, so... But here's the odd scenario. You might have Corruptors to deal with the Mothership directly, but that's 800 gas. 950 if you count the Spire. To counter the 300 gas Mothership. Of course, the Fleet Beacon. But the Fleet Beacon has arguably more utility. Well, Hero moving out with a little bit of everything. He's got, and most importantly, soon to be Storm. That's, as long as a little bit of everything also includes Storm, well, that's a good looking Venn diagram right there. So, this will be interesting. Hydra Link, first Storm, wards away. Another Storm, mostly hitting Zealots. He's just kind of zoning out the Zerglings for now. There's one Archon at the back. Guardian Shield, where's the Time Warp? Oh, here come the Corruptors. Can he actually kill the Corruptors before they get the Mothership? No. The Corruptors actually knock out the Mothership, and we'll get away with it. I mean, it's important to note that if the Corruptors live in high enough number, they're now a threat to sniping bases or buildings, potentially, with caustic spray. So there is some utility there. Also, just kind of discouraging any further units. We'll see. And Shin? He's at 87 drones now. He's recovered. Hydra's getting all stuck back there. The Corruptors are going to try to snipe the main. There's no way he's getting back in time. He's going to get the main Nexus. But hero zones things out. So hero is going to lose his main Nexus. He actually may get several of these Corruptors. A lot of them are badly bruised. 1, 2. He has Blink done, but here comes the entire army. The probes, Banelings rolling through. The probes on the run. But, oh my. The Banelings just move command to maximize. He actually gets away with the probes. That's a lot of Banelings. He splits. And hero, where are the storms? The probes are very optimistically coming back to work. Many of them already badly bruised. Warps in mid-fight. Some storms on the back line. The Hydras are melting away. The Corruptors swinging again. Shin making use, but the Hydras are just dead. And the Corruptors might get another base. I don't think so. He shouldn't get this one. You can't allow that. He recalls back. The Stalkers. Yeah. Oh, this is... Yeah, he's going to lose several. Well, that's not ideal. Loses all but 2 Corruptors. That was a... They dug too deep and too greedily. Oh, wait. There's more. So... Shin, like almost all Zergs out there, is desperately trying to avoid a game that slows down and goes to Hive Tech. Because then you just have to deal with Mass Templar. And that... not fun. So... But hero, not banking up the Templar. He does lose the base. He started another ship. A single Corruptor. Looks like the Stalkers stalked successfully. The mothership with some charge lots. Sorry, the Warp Prism. The mothership really slimmed down like this. Infestation is on the way, and Shin is accepting the inevitability of the situation. He's like, okay, well, if Hero's not going to just stick his neck out where I can chop it off. Don't know, maybe he'll leave when a Warp Prism dies. I doubt it. I doubt this time that's going to be the ending of this game. But 1, because the Warp Prism will get away. And 2, there's a little more going on. That's not what I meant, but sure, helpful. Charge lots. Attacking Banelings. Something a little ironic. The Warp Prism. Well, good luck. Apparently it had good luck and will live. Charge lots cleaned up. Hive is on the way. Lurker dead, nowhere to be seen. Which I think is a mistake. Maybe you could go Broodlords? Neural Parasite is on the way, of all things. Doesn't have any infestors. The Banelings trying to split, but a Storm is more than enough to take out all of them if he maneuvers poorly. The Hydraslings and Banes. The Storms, a much more dangerous force field. He does have a full energy sentry there. Energy recharge. Another Storm. Melting away the Banes. There's the force field. Stop right there, criminal scum! The Archons bashing through the force fields. The Zealots... And Shin just doesn't have enough on either side. Hydras and Lings. The Banes as well. There are 34 Banes. He's got 90 drones. Right now, Shin has an overwhelming economy. He's banking up money. But he does have to... Well... Ultralisk Cavern is on the way. The Zealots will be caught, but they'll make them pay quite a price to take them out. Shin has 2 more bases of economy. He's got a similar worker count. Adrenal Glands is on the way. That's how seriously he's taking this game. The Banelings rolling into the 3rd. The probes on the run a little bit late. The Stalkers out in front. He blinks forward past the Banelings. A very hero move that will get his Stalkers killed, but it buffers for the Archons and Immortals on the back line. And while there's technically detection, there's not enough units to make use of it. As the Stalkers will buffer for the Immortal Archon, the mothership is still mostly intact, only shield stripped away, the base will be obliterated, and hero, well, he reinforces, adds in some more Templar, Archons, with overwhelming power. And it's just Hydras, Lings, and Banes against +3 weapons Protoss. And the Archons are just bashing forward. The mothership, well, he active cloaks again. And without anything in front, the Archons are struggling. He's juggling back. The mothership will be targeted. He's going through the Archons, though. You can't do that. Watch him. The Warp Prism, mid-fight. He takes out the mothership, but surprise, more Zealots in the fight. And hero, unwilling to give up, unwilling to surrender. And he manages to hold. He, instead of being routed on the field, he uses the mothership, a protective umbrella, to keep as many units alive as possible, letting some of the Immortals live up to their name. And now Shin is, well, he's in deeper Shin than he was. It's still Hydras, Lings, and Banes. He's adding in Infestor. Honestly, Neural Parasite. He got Neural Parasite, but not Burrow, which, interesting. He's getting Ultralisk speed. Still no Ultralisks. He's filling in all the upgrades, but he doesn't have that sort of... He doesn't have the sort of economy where he can just get the laundry list of upgrades, like he's checking off achievements. He's at 142 supply. Heroes warping in. The Banelings are melting through the Zealots, but that's trading gas for minerals. And on the left side, the single Infestor. He throws out a Fungal, which, well, actually... Oh, the Archon merge at the last second. He maximizes... He let the Templar tank, of all things. And Shin, now building 2 Ultras because he's invested so much. It feels like he should, but... there are 8 Immortals. The Ocho. Maybe he gets 1. But 7 Immortals is still about 6 too many. For 2... Oh, the Hydras! Where are they going? The unit's lost him. Hero! He went from a mediocre economy with a middling position to a commanding one, as Shin unable to meaningfully break the defenses, unable to strongly throw back the attacks. And now, with 126 to 150 supply, the Immortal pops out, the Ultra pops out and runs away. Not a particularly good sign. The Immortals just take a strong glance at them and they explode. The base dies again. A few Banelings, but 1 game for Hero, who's clearly grasped the new meta of Protoss versus Zerg, of keeping control of the situation with a wave of gateway units and opening up, or Stargate units, and keeping the Zerg on the back foot. Feels like the patch has encouraged Protoss to explore new opportunities, to deal with Zerg. Well, and Hero's always got another card to play. Thank you again to Chicken Man for all his efforts through the years. Good luck and have fun. And the KSL, which will still be continuing, but a special event. And, well, an interesting situation for Protoss versus Zerg. Hero looking like he's back in command of the matchup, like he was against everyone who... including the one he lifted the trophy against. Well, some thoughts, but we've had enough of them for now. Thank you for watching. I hope I made your day at least a little bit better. I hope to see you next time. If you got the means of motivation, be awesome to check out Patreon, YouTube membership, but your liking and subscribing is still free, at least for now. Thank you for watching. Good luck. Have fun. Thank you to our meal tier patrons. Check out this video. Jimmy picked it out just for you, and I hope to see you next time. Good luck, have fun. Hope I made your day at least a little bit better. Stay chill.